Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sophisticatedly Odd podcast, where we talk about sophisticatedly odd stuff. I'm Sam.
And I'm Fred. So, polarizing topics, or just something. I
Mm,
watched. I mean, okay. My dilemma, right? I've been thinking a lot about politics, and that's
okay.
not really fun to like talk about.
No, it's
But
not.
I
Unless we add a twist on it.
exactly. I watched because I have to say this. I watched a video the other day, which it was probably one of the most philosophical, like unintentionally philosophical things that I've watched in a long time. Right? It was. Um, I'll send you a link afterwards, but it because I'm laying in my bed, so fuck you. It was this like they claimed it to be footage from like Area 51, like with aliens and shit, right?
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what Area 51 is, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. You never know with you, or I never know with you. Um, it was this supposed leaked footage of an alien interview, and this reporter, like the image is just showing like a dark room, and there's this alien guy with big black eyes and a giant head, like you know the typical giant head gray guy, right?
Yeah.
Sitting in the room speaking English, but with a very weird, like alien accent, right? And
Okay.
there's an interviewer that's not in the frame, but you can hear him. He's definitely talking American. And he sort of like he asks this alien where he's from. I'm going to spoil the entire thing here, but he asks the alien where he's from, and he says he's from Earth. And it's like, well, how are you from Earth? What do you mean you're from Earth? Well, he's from the future because to travel through time is to travel through space. And he sort of like he just sort of brushes it off as like, yeah, sure, but like, and then he asks like, what are you doing here? Well, he's observing, and like, what are you observing? Blah blah blah. And he tells this he gives this vague like answer, like he's like, you would never comprehend what I know, so why should I focus on my time? But the interviewer sort of keeps asking him about his time and blah blah blah, and he says like that he understands life and nature and everything. You'll have to watch the video afterwards, but I'm going to go directly to the point here. But he sort of just like he says that he's the reason why he looks like that is because he's from a dystopian future where nuclear war took out the most of the human race and Earth, right? And the reason why he's back to observe the now to is because all evidence was destroyed in the nuclear war. And the observer or the interviewer asks him like, what happened? Like, why was there nuclear war? And he sort of just says religious and political dogmas destroyed this world, sort of. Like, it was just big figures that destroyed each other. Which is
Hmm.
exactly what's happening right now in my eyes. I am terrified of a nuclear war.
Really?
I am.
That's not gonna happen.
I am terrified.
I mean, who are the countries that can actually launch nuclear weapons? US.
Every country in the world, almost.
No. Come on, not everyone.
Wait,
US.
that's the thing, right? It only takes one nuclear bomb. It only takes North Korea to drop one bomb before there is something. Something happens like that.
Yeah, that's true, and that's why it's important to know what the cities are that have new. Because if you got like some dumb city like Philippines, I mean, for fuck's sake, they are retarded as fuck, right?
Why?
But
Have you ever been to the Philippines?
no, but I'm heavily exposed to the people in here.
Mate, it's only stupid people that migrate to Dubai when they don't have
Dude,
money.
Really, really.
isn't it?
I can no. I mean, yeah.
Or smart poor people come to your country.
People come here to make money. Yeah, because it's not that they come here because whatever they were gonna do back in their home is not gonna pay them as much as they are gonna get paid here, right? That's why they come here. But I can easily tell you that 80%, no, not 80, 70% of the population in the UAE is not even, are not citizens. They are foreigners, people who came from the outside.
So
And most of these are people from the Philippines, India, and yeah, Philippines and India. So basically, everywhere you look, there are Filipino people. I interact with them every day.
I don't know where you're going with these Philippines
They
because
are not smart. They are not smart. They do not reflect. You know when
well
I
yeah
talk to some-
okay here's the thing, right? Okay, I'm not worried about Philippines. I'm worried about the what are you doing? You're fiddling with something. It's really annoying. I'm worried
I don't know.
about the new presidential election in America. I'm worried about Russia, and I'm worried about the terrorist organizations in the Muslim countries, right? Those are the heavy
Okay.
hitters, right? That is the religious and political dogmas that are ruining society right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those are the ones that I'm worried about.
Are you worried about Clinton or
Both of
Trump?
them. That's the thing. All right, like if you think about it, both like Trump is as explosive and insane as he is the people's choice, right?
Yeah.
He's chosen by the people. Hillary is not. She is, to cut it very short, she is basically sponsored by and put in place by Wall Street. And Wall Street has a horrible history of manipulating politicians for the benefit of their own. And what is more beneficial than war? We saw this in World War II and the Vietnam War and everything. The most profitable thing to ever do is to go to war, and
How was that?
that's exactly what Hillary is going to do. So
Right.
no matter who this is just my prediction, right? No matter which president we see on that throne, let's just put it like that, we will see more aggressiveness from the U.S. And more aggressiveness from the U.S. will result in other countries pushing back because that's how it works. And
There aren't really that many countries that can fight back, though.
you don't need a country, as the terrorists have shown, so to speak. You just need dedicated people.
No, if
Okay, there
there's something different between there's something different between a rebellion and a freaking war. Like a war, you can't just.
no, but like okay, look at the 9/11 just to take we've just passed the 9/11 anniversary or whatever, just to take that as an example. This was a very small, like compared to a country size, this was a very small organization who rallied the largest military force on the face of the earth to go to war against something they didn't know, just to go to war on something. It was just the belief. The only reason why they ever mustered that entire operation from like what's it called, from the finance department
But
of the U.S. was because there was an actual benefit to gain from going to war regardless, which was war or oil. So sorry.
the
So when
9/11
yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
the 9/11 incident, like yes, it happened, but the casualty out of it wasn't really that serious, right? Yeah, okay. I
What are
mean,
you talking about, mate?
don't take this the wrong way. People died, and obviously that is something horrible that happened. But what I'm saying is, when you compare such an incident to, like, for example, World War One or World War Two, is incomparable.
True, but okay, here's the thing, right? When we look back 150 years in the eyes of history, right? The World War II started many, many decades before the actual World War II was declared to be a thing, right? Or the Second World War, or World War One to begin with, even. It
Yeah.
started way before. 100 years into the future, where are we going to say that the Third World War actually started? Was it the Twin Towers that rallied an entire country right in the middle of the multimedia era taking speed and heading into the biggest era of information spreading ever? This is what polarizes people politically and religiously and just generally, what's it called, empathetically, right? We choose our battles and we rally against them. So if you've ever wanted anyone to, or the entire world to blow up, you just have to start small, and it will snowball right now. This is exactly what's happening with all of the terrorist attacks around the world all the time, is that people are getting more and more polarized to believe that we should do something about it. And nobody knows what to do about it. And
And
so,
that is true, but these people have extremely limited access to whatever dangerous weapons there are. They would never have.
it's not about the commonplace people choosing that they want something. It's about the gathering of these commonplace people convincing the politicians that it is the right thing. There's the reason why Trump is the public's decided candidate. It's because he speaks for fear, which is a fear that has been instilled since the beginning of the 21st century with the 9/11. It is a genuine fear that the public is feeling that he is just resonating. That's why he's being chosen. We choose our politicians to mirror our own individual beliefs. And apparently, that is a very, very highly thought belief.
Yeah, freaking retarded people.
We can say that all we want, but there's a bigger margin of retarded people in the world than there are intelligent ones, which is exactly
Okay.
what scares me. That is the number one thing that scares me. Retarded people.
Yeah, yeah. But if I learned anything from politics, it's that it doesn't happen. Um, like it's not gonna be something new that is going to happen. It is most probably it's something that happened in the past, and it's just gonna repeat itself right now. That's it. So whatever it is, whatever it was that happened before, in terms of whatever incidents that we've gone through, World War One, World War Two, revolutions, etc., it's just gonna keep repeating itself over the next few whatever time we have left. So it's nothing really new that we're gonna experience per se. It's just something that people have to be aware of to learn about it, what happened before, so that they can avoid to do that in the future.
I was
But people
talking.
are so ignorant; they would not do that.
On the topic, I was talking with a friend the other day. Saying we were talking about just relationships and whatnot, right? And I was I was I was giving an advice. I'm making this very vague. I was giving an advice based on my experience, right? Just like history sort of is. It gives an advice on what not to do. I was giving an advice, and she said, "Well, you can't really transfer." Uh, oh fuck me! What was the fucking word? I'm trying to translate a conversation from Danish to English here. You can't. Fuck. Oh, what's the word? Yeah, you can't really transfer experience. right? The feeling or the the actual learned process you get from experience. We have a general word for it. I don't fucking remember or know how to translate that. But like you get you learn something very specific from experiencing something yourself. And
Yeah.
this generation, all of the current generations that are living right now have never experienced the world wars. Well, we're talking about a few people here and there scattered around, right? That actually saw it, but most of the people that are voting and making decisions right now, they don't really have that experience. They don't really know what they're getting themselves into. It's just happening.
Although that's true, well, if they have the knowledge about what happened in the past, wouldn't it should prevent what's going to happen in the future?
Politicians aren't historians. They don't learn. They fight the cause for the people, and the people don't learn either.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I was talking about the politicians themselves. I was talking about the general public, the people themselves. If they actually learn, or if they actually know about what happened before, then they would not do whatever they are gonna do in the future.
Exactly.
Basically.
But they do. That's the problem. That's the general problem. We can't transfer that experience from past times. Wars are going to come and go through every single generation. It is inevitable because we are so polarized individuals. Let's put it like that.
I don't want to be alive when there's war happening. What the fuck, dude?
Me neither. I was literally the other day. I was literally thinking about like how would I even go about building a bunker. I'm turning into one of those batshit crazy people with a contingency plan for when the fucking air horns sound in the distance. Oh my god.
Seriously, yeah. I don't want to. I don't want to be fucking around or nuclear weapons being thrown at you. No. What the fuck?
What the fuck? What the fuck? I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. That wouldn't be fun.
No, it wouldn't.
So.
Okay. Oh man.
That went on for way longer than expected. I was just gonna...
Yeah.
You can tell I've been thinking about this a lot. Anyways.
I mean, I always think about that kind of stuff as well, to be honest. But I get to a point where it just scares me too much. I'm like, okay, no, I don't want to just think about it.
I don't want a pineapple.
No, by that, yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna text this guy and have him come over and we have some fun.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna worry about.
I mean, I really should stop living in the future. Just fucking focus on the
now. Exactly. Whatever happens next, well, we'll deal with it when it happens. But for now,
destruction.
You fucking bitch.
I know, right?
I mean, there has to be a country where it's like gonna be the safest to be at, right?
It's Siberia or something.
Siberia? Why?
I don't know. It's cold and deserted, and
I'm very.
It will probably be Antarctica or like the Arctic in general.
No, I'm very happy with my origins because I trust the Egyptians' military force. I'll be like, take me, defend me,
take me, rape me. What?
Defend me. It's actually ironic because I'm kind of I'm not sure if I told you this before or not, but I'm counted as, what's the term for it? What's the term for it?
I don't know.
Oh, fuck the term. I'm just gonna explain it really quick. Like there is military service that I need to do.
Wait, really?
Yeah, and I'm not doing it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's mandatory in Egypt, isn't it?
It is.
Oh my
The age,
god.
okay, the legal age to join military, and well, not to join, to yeah, to join military is 18, right? You are to be to it's obligatory to join the military after you finish your college degree, right? So if you are 18, that's fine. You passed your legal age, but we cannot force they cannot force me to join the military because I still haven't done my college studies. When I do my college studies and when I'm done with it, that'll be like, you've done your college studies, you're above 18, now we can force you to join. Like, you cannot escape it. You have to join. The only way, the only way they cannot force you is if you are living outside of Egypt, which is my current situation right now. Because I live here, they can't basically force me to
Oh
join the
my
military.
fucking god, man.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, yeah, and
I could not imagine you in the military,
why not?
mate.
Do you haven't seen me in person? You would think,
I've seen an image of you.
yeah, you've seen an image of me, but you haven't seen
Mate,
how I act in person.
no, but you
Trust,
could never crawl through the mud. I could
no, no,
never
no.
see you do that.
Trust me, I could.
Okay, you probably crawl through worse spaces than that.
When it comes, trust me, like when it comes to like going down with it and like being that serious, I know I can do it. I never show that side, but
Wait, okay, so what's the problem? Why not just get it over with?
because okay, first of all, there are rules, right? Because I'm an engineer. I graduated with an engineering degree. To them, if you graduated with from engineering or medicine or anything that is related to technology, that's a minimum of 3 years military service.
What the
Right?
fuck?
Yeah. If you graduated like from business school or art or something like that, it's just 1 year military service. But people who graduated from engineering, medicine, any IT kind of related stuff, is 3 year military service. Once you finish that, once you finish the 3 year military service, there's gonna be a test that you need to perform to test your physical abilities and knowledge and blah 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 blah, and that test would get you promoted to something higher in the military position. Obviously, you can refuse to join it. Like you can say, no, I've done my 3 year military service and I'm happy with it, so I don't want to keep on going. I'm just gonna leave. If you do that in your passport, it gets stamped on your passport that you refuse to do military service.
What the fuck? But you were there for 3 years?
You were there for
You were
3 years.
forced for 3 years, and then you're
Yeah.
like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, you were
And
forced for
and
3
they're like,
years.
fuck you, we need more.
Yeah, basically, if you refuse that, then there's gonna be like this kind of stamp on your passport. It's gonna always be there. It will never be removed until you die. Even
But doesn't matter. Does it matter?
it does. It
Like,
does because
why?
because people will just know that you refuse to do military service, and to
Yeah,
them
but like
that's
there must be a lot of people who refuse to do it. I mean,
no. People just go with it
what the actual
because
fuck?
you know why they go with it, because the benefits that they get from it is actually really good. It's not that bad.
Well, yeah, the military, like in, oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, like they provide them with housing apartments, cars, food. They will pay the tuition fees for your children if you have children for the school. They will give you all that kind of stuff. So people are like, this is actually gonna make my life easier, rather than hunting for a job and go through all that torture.
This is so horrible.
Yeah.
It's
So
way different in Denmark, for the record.
I know, in no, Egypt is like, they are very strict about military, but
Yeah,
again,
no shit. I can hear that.
yeah, they count as one of the top strongest military forces in the world. So there's that.
Are they actually, or do they just count themselves as that?
No, they are. I think they are. I think they are rank 6 or 7, something like that.
It's not bad.
And no, it's not bad at all.
That's pretty crazy. In Denmark, it's like half a year. Like, okay, here's the process, right? You go up, you take a test. Like when you turn 18, you go up, you take a test, like your IQ and stuff like that, blah blah blah. And if you're eligible, you get to draw a number, and there's only so many spots every year available. So you can draw a number, and it may say yes or no, like whether you're going to be forced to do it or not. But
Really?
yeah, definitely. But if you want to do it, you can just say I would like to do it. And so the first phase, like the forced phase for the people that draw the numbers that are forced, for all the slots, that's half a year, I believe, like 5 months, I think. And then you're done. That's basically it, right? You can leave without any consequences, but that's like the initiation. That's like the first semester of school, like, to put it in perspective, right? And then
Okay.
after that, you can choose if you want to continue or you don't want to continue.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. The only problem is if you don't want to do it and you draw the number that you're forced to do. Then you can say I don't want to, but you're still going to get, like, you're going to put into a military position, like a job or something, like they need someone on, I don't know what, phones or something stupid like that, right? And then you're going to be sitting there for like half a year working that job.
Oh,
That's
God.
it. That's it. It's very humane. The thing is, like, in Denmark we have so many volunteers that they sort of just like disbanded the sign up project or process. It used to be mandatory for everyone, I believe. Like every 18-year-old, they had to at least do this initiation phase and then go. I don't even know what it's called in English, but let's call it initiation phase. But we have so many volunteers and not enough budget for the military, I guess. So yeah.
That's really easy
Yeah.
for you guys.
I drew a free number or whatever we'll call it.
You gotta know, or yeah.
I gotta know. I didn't have to go.
Wow.
I was considering going though. At the time, I thought that maybe it would actually be really fun to get into the military. And to this day, I actually think that it would still be really fun to try. But I don't want to go to war.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really don't want to be stationed somewhere or just, oh god.
Yeah. Because during the 3 years, like for us, if I decide to join during the 3 years, if any war happens, then I'm gonna be sent to duty. And I'm like, whoa, we never agreed on that.
Yeah.
But here's the tricky part as well. This is something that I'm kind of still not sure what I'm gonna do about. It's like, right now I'm 23, right? And I have to renew my passport when I'm around 28. Yeah, when I'm 28, that's when I have to renew my passport. And if I go to, let's say I reach 28 and I'm still in Dubai, and if I go to the embassy to renew my passport, they'll be like, whoa, you're 28, you didn't do the military service, you're gonna go back to Egypt and you're gonna have to do it. And yeah, because
You
if you
have to do it before then.
well, yeah,
If you're gonna be sent there at 28, you already have a life established. And they're like, ah, yeah, no, sorry, that's that kid you got there or whatever your life is situation is right now. Yeah, no, you gotta go to Egypt. Fuck, see you in 3 years.
yeah, it's a weird set of rules because if you are below 30, you still have military. Once you reach 30 and you still haven't done your military duty, they will tell you, okay, you're above 30. We don't want you. You've escaped your military duty. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make you pay a fee because you didn't join the military, and you pay that fee, and that's about it. So there's this 2 year gap that I need to
That
think about.
you can't travel, you can't do anything.
Well, I can with the second passport, but with I can't. I will lose my Egyptian
Wait,
passport.
you have a second passport?
Yeah, Canadian one.
Oh, wait, are you a citizen of two countries?
Yeah.
I thought you could only like have one passport.
No. It
Or
depends
maybe I'm
on.
just stupid here.
No, it's some countries. Some countries do force you that. Like for example, the U.S. You can't have a U.S. passport if you have another passport.
All right.
Uh, but in Canada, if because if one of your parents is actually Canadian, then they'll be like, well, it's not really your fault that one of your parents are Canadian. It's Canadian, the other one is not, and we're gonna have to make you choose. So in that case, they will make you like, okay, it's fine. You can be a Canadian citizen and at the same time still maintain your other passport, basically.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, but if I don't renew the Egyptian passport, I would lose it.
Would that be a bad thing?
Well, yeah,
Why?
I don't. What do you mean? Why?
Like, I mean, if you lose the passport,
I wouldn't.
then you're just Canadian.
Yeah, I would never have that second passport anymore.
Yeah, but why would you need it? You would get out of military duty.
For fucking future, for in case of a fucking nuclear weapon.
Oh. That's your contingency plan.
Yeah.
You're gonna rely on the military that you don't want to fucking support. I fucking love this.
Exactly. I mean,
Alright, it all comes full circle now. I understand.
their army is freaking huge and it's freaking powerful.
Well, no shit is freaking huge.
What?
It's everyone between. It's literally every fucking male child. Is it females as well?
They can have females as well.
Okay,
Yeah, but
but
they do not include them in field work.
oh my god.
Like they just they use the females in office positions, basically.
That doesn't surprise me whatsoever.
Yeah, but what do I want to say? There's a reason why the U.S. and Israel are trying to be friends with Egypt. Like they don't want to touch Egypt because they know if they don't want to have Egypt as their enemy. No one wants to have Egypt as their enemy.
I don't understand why anyone wants to have enemies.
Well, yeah, true, but
No, but like just in general, like when you think about it, why can't we just all hold hands? I know that sounds super hippie, right? But why can't we just like be content with
wait,
what we have?
I'm searching for the perfect picture for you right now that would tell you why.
I can't see it. I can't see it. 'Cause
Wait, I'm still getting it. I
Yep.
didn't send it yet.
all right. No, but like, I know capitalism is the main driving force for all political endeavors in this world, but why? Why does it have to, like, you can be finely rich just in your own country, right? You don't have to.
No,
Yeah, you can. Oh my god.
of course not.
You don't have to expand everywhere just to fucking.
No, countries. There are countries that are rich in something and they are poor in something, right? So they need to import and that's why you have import and export.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, for some countries, this whole method of importing and exporting does not work for them. So they just, all right, we don't have that, so let's just go and take it by force.
That's exactly it. That's exactly the problem. And then there's Africa, who are like, we can't export anything because everyone's agriculture is better than ours. It just sucks to be Africa.
Yep. Uh, it's funny because Egypt is counted as an African country.
Yeah, it's on the continent.
Yeah, but it's the only African country that Egypt is being super friendly. That US is being
I mean,
super friendly with.
I've been to Egypt. I don't count myself as having been to Africa, really. Like, I know that it's on the same continent, but I just think of it as completely two different things, really.
Yeah, dude, Egypt is.
It's more of the Mediterranean area, I would say, I guess.
Egypt is one of the. Which channel are we in? The Sophisticatedly Odd podcast, right?
Yes, always.
Why can't I? Why does it show that I'm in the general?
Well, then type it there, man. Because there's
You
no
can see.
there's no
you can see
there's
it
no
there?
chat box for it. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I can't because I'm laying down, man.
You can't walk.
Oh, I can see it. There we go.
Yeah.
The U.S. What the U.S. says when they find out a country has oil. Looks like they need some freedom. I've seen this. That's fucking genius.
Egypt is one of the three oldest civilizations that ever existed on Earth, right? There is the pharaohs. There is the Chinese, either the Chinese or the Japanese, one of these two, and the Romans, right? So it's Egypt, China, and the Roman people. These are the three oldest civilizations that ever existed on Earth, and Egypt and China are the only two countries that their boundaries has never been changed on Earth. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Egypt can go as back as far.
That's actually a really cool thought.
Yeah, like the boundaries of Egypt has never ever been crossed or changed for its entire history. That's the only case for Egypt and China. And Egypt, China, and the Romans are the three oldest civilizations that ever existed. And Egypt can go as far as 7,500 years ago, 7,500 years back, with so many wonders too. Till now, they haven't even discovered the full secrets of the pharaohs.
Yeah. The latest thing I heard about which was like years ago, but about the pyramids and shit was that it wasn't actually slaves that built them, which I found really cool because they had found graffiti on some of the stones here and there, and it was showing that it was just showing like weird tags and shit that some of the different building groups had made on those rocks. It was really interesting.
From what I know is that the pyramids were originally made because the ruler back then, the pharaoh, he asked to build a really high building, a high construction or whatever, so that he would meet God if there is one. He wanted to show people that he is the God and there is no other God, and that's why they built the pyramid. The biggest one. Here's a fun fact: the biggest pyramid. There are three pyramids, right? There's the big one.
Have you seen them?
Yeah, I did, of course.
All right, I have too.
You haven't been there?
I have.
Okay, so the biggest one, I'm not sure if you knew that, but it's actually located at the very center of the Earth.
What do you mean? The very center of the Earth is
Like,
inside the planet, man.
no. Like, imagine, no, like, imagine the Earth, like, from the outside, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Are we
Now,
talking
is it?
about like the equator?
Yeah, the equator. It lies. The biggest pyramid is literally, I think they said it's 0.0025 inches away from the equator.
That sounds cool. It sounds
Yeah,
really far out, but it sounds cool.
it's not really that far out. They said like it's one of like it's for it to be in that measurement back then with they basically had no knowledge of whatsoever of civil engineering and stuff like that. For it to be like that, it's they don't know how they ever managed to do that.
I'm
And
pretty sure.
also,
I mean, here's a valid guess. Putt luck.
huh?
It's just luck, man.
No.
Why would it not be?
Um, uh, Come on, that's a very because
Well, yeah,
oh
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, no.
No.
You're looking for
I'm
the
sorry.
needle in the haystack here, right?
No.
You,
I'm sorry. There was I have actually the information that will tell you why it's not luck because when you measure it from the center of the pyramid, right,
yeah.
to what was it like? I don't know what was the term for it, but let's use the edge of the Earth, right? So from the center
You
to
do
the
know
very
it's a
last,
round one, right? It's a round Earth. I'm
yeah.
fucking with you,
I
but alright, yeah.
fuck it, dude.
Come on, come on.
So if you're measuring from the center to kind of like the I don't know what there
The
was a scientific term
diameter
for
or
it.
the radius, you mean?
Yeah, the radius. Yeah,
All right.
if from both sides is exactly equal.
Well, it's always going to be equal, man.
Yeah, but
No
but
matter. Okay, here's the best thing about a circle. You're the engineer here, right? The best thing about a
yeah.
circle is that no matter where or a sphere, no matter where you put the point, there's always going to be just a equally a big radius to either point,
No.
right?
Imagine a circle, right?
Yeah.
Imagine a circle and to have an equal length of both sides from both sides of that point has to be the center of that circle.
But okay, it's not a circle, it's a sphere.
Well, yeah, the Earth is it's a sphere. That's true.
So it's
But
always going to be like that.
no, because imagine a sphere, right? And the sphere, if you choose the center of the sphere, the only way you can have two equal sides is horizontally or vertically, right?
Yes, but you can always turn the sphere.
If you shift that point, just let's say a little bit to the top left. Now take that point and draw a straight line, whatever that point or wherever that point, just draw a straight line across that point. One side has to be shorter than the other, or one
No,
side.
because you just turn the sphere.
No.
Yeah.
How are you thinking about it? It's just imagine a.
Mate,
Now
okay,
imagine.
I have to illustrate this with a ball.
Okay.
Fucking, how do I do this? I have to record this and send this to you or something.
Yeah.
Fucking, wait, is there a... I have to find... Wait, fucking, I'm getting up.
I'm
I'm getting up.
I'm gonna go get a paper and pen
Okay,
for this shit.
I'm getting online. I just need a fucking sphere. Give me a sphere.
Okay, just give me a second. I'll be back. Okay, so I'm right now. I'm drawing the sphere kind of shape.
Well, you can't draw a sphere. It's a 3D space.
Yeah, that's true. But for the sake of simplicity, take it as a 2D dimension, right? Because it's not gonna.
But okay, your conclusion is always going to be right when you're working with a 2D dimension. You can make your point, but that's not the reality of the globe.
No, but even if you take it to 3D, that point will never have two equal sides.
It always will, though.
No. How?
It just depends on where you view the point from.
If you no, if that point is not on the center of that sphere, if you take it a little bit up, right, then one side has gotten shorter and the other has gotten.
Okay, I know what you're trying to say, that the dot is going to be closer to the Arctic or whatever, right? But
Yeah.
but let's assume the Earth tilts those same degrees. The radius is still going to be the same. It's all about your perspective, your outside perspective.
The no that's what you're saying is true if the tilting happens inside itself, but the tilting can never happen like that. The tilt is like where the how can it tell like the Earth is a sphere that is rotating, right?
Yes.
Okay, and
But you're saying it's on the equator.
yeah.
Okay.
So imagine the equator of the Earth,
Yes.
right? Okay, and for the first thing that they don't know how they actually managed to do that is that it was actually very close to where the equator is. And the second thing that they don't know how it was done was the two sides from the center of the pyramid is always the same. It's not different. They are both from the same side.
Do you have a
Same.
link for this? Like
It was a documentary that I've seen a while ago.
okay. You need to find a scientific resource or something that we can link in the description below, and that I can read as well, so we can end.
But sadly, it's in Arabic as well. Like,
Well, just fucking translate that bitch.
I will.
Fucking
but
propaganda, Arabic shit.
Yeah,
Jesus.
no, come on.
I'm
Because
joking, man. I'm joking.
the people who have actually who come up with these kind of stuff are actually either Americans or French or British people, because these are the only three that have access to the.
I mean, so does the aliens guy from History Channel.
What?
Do you know that meme where the dude is like, he has his hands up, like facing, the palms facing each other, and in between the hands it just says alien, and his hair is aliens, and his hair just stands up everywhere.
No.
Anyway, he's just a crazy nut, but he argues for aliens existing and stuff like that. Anyways.
Okay.
All right. Let's skip to another subject, man. I don't know where to go from fucking pyramids. I actually, like, speaking of the pyramids, right? When I was there, which was a couple of years ago, obviously it was super hot, like immensely hot, and I wanted a very specific picture taken.
Yeah.
So I sort of like went off on my own and like set up for the picture and took the picture, blah blah blah. But I forgot, like when I left, I don't remember if I forgot my. I'm pretty sure it was my watch that I forgot. I just like put it on the ground or something. I think it was my watch, but I only realized once I got back to like the bus that transported us out there, and so I was like, "Fuck, where's my fucking watch?" And I realized I had just put it down, and without thinking for a moment, I just took off running, like right through the desert, just fucking running.
Wow.
Full sprint.
You idiot.
Yeah. I came back and I was sweating and everything. I had my watch, and then everyone in the bus just looked at me like, "What the fuck? This kid right there? God damn."
See, son, you don't want to be like this kid.
Yeah, don't be a moron. Don't run through a fucking 45-degree desert or 50. It was fucking hot. It was a great experience though. I remember how fucking surprised I was at how close the city was to the pyramids.
Well, it is inside the city.
Oh yeah, that I realized when I got there. I found out when I got there.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
It is inside the city.
Every documentary, every picture, everything that I had ever seen about the pyramids, they were always located in the desert. Like the buildings and everything that are like the McDonald's that is like fucking 200 meters away from the pyramids was not in those pictures. So I always just assumed, don't choke.
I can't.
So I always just assumed it was in the middle of the desert. And when we were like driving through Cairo, and like we just like park at the edge of Cairo, and there's the pyramids. I'm like, there's a McDonald's. What the fuck? I was so surprised. So surprised.
Here we have a 4,500 years old construction. Right next to it is McDonald's.
Exactly. It was fucking insane. I'd never seen anything like it, and God.
Yeah, I get what you mean. People always have thought about pyramids being in just like found by the, but no, it's really not. No, I mean there is sand around it, but
yeah, there's sand around it, like 200 meters of sand. Yeah, and there's a fucking city all around it.
Here's another fun.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's another fun fact about it. There was one of the pharaohs. He has a statue built inside the pyramids, and that statue is constructed in a way. It's really, really deep inside the pyramid. Like, the pyramids are actually meant to be graveyards for
the pharaoh.
Yeah. So, his statue was built deep inside the pyramid, but there's a hole that is made in the pyramid from one of the sides. I can't remember which side, and there are mirrors, basically kind of built inside the pyramids that they used before. I don't know how they made it. And there is one day, only that one day, on his which is basically his birthday when he was born, the sun ray would always shine through that hole and reflects and basically gets reflected through the mirror until it shines on his face, the statue basically. It just happens that one day. Every day it doesn't happen. Like
that's nice. Yeah.
Somehow the sun ray doesn't get in. I'm not sure how, but only on his birthday, that sun ray would go in and gets reflected through these mirrors until it reaches his face and shines on his face.
I mean, there's a lot of cool things about the pyramids. That's a really cool detail.
Yeah. Fuck them.
Yeah. I remember another thing that I was super surprised about when I got to the pyramids. And actually, like, we'd driven through Cairo, and I was like, well, the weather's actually shit. This is going to be all right. And we get out to the pyramids, and there's high sun, blue sky, and I look over the city, and I just see this layer of smog. I've never seen such a polluted city in my entire life. It was like the air was brown. Never have I seen something that toxic. It was fucking insane.
I remember the last time I've been to Egypt was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And when I landed, when I got to the airport, and as I left, there was a cab waiting for me, and I took it, right? And the instant I left the airport, like, I felt like I was choking, right?
Yeah.
It was
nasty.
Yes. It's horrible, right? And then I'm just in the taxi, and the driver decides to open the windows because, fresh air. Fresh air.
Fresh fucking air.
Yeah, to him, he doesn't like the air conditioning of the car, and he was like, I'm just going to open the windows for fresh air. I was like, yeah, sure. I didn't want to comment. I didn't want to be that kind of person.
And then the entire car just turns dark.
Here's the best part. We are on a freaking highway, right? A highway. Where cars are just speeding up like fuck, and you're not meant to stop or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And the highway, it was basically... It was like a bridge, right? So it's kind of really hard to get on it. And while we were driving on that highway, on my right hand, on my right hand, there was a freaking donkey right? Just casually walking on the side. And I'm looking at the window, I was like, I told the driver, there's a donkey just walking on the highway.
That's a
And he's
donkey.
like,
He's like, yeah.
yeah. And he's like, yeah. I was like, she's just walking on his own on a highway. It's like, yeah. It's like, where's his owner? Why is it on a highway?
Honey badger don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and the driver, it was how normal it was to the driver was unbelievable. He was just like, it's just a donkey. Have you not seen a donkey before? I was like, I've seen him, but I've never seen him on a highway just walking casually on their own.
Oh my god.
It's unbelievable. Oh god.
Well,
But
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
if you've actually passed through the villages where they grow, like, basically there's a lot of green lands in Asia where they grow vegetables and I don't know, some weird ass stuff.
They grow shit.
Yeah, that's the worst part you can ever go to because it is the most polluted part you can ever be around. There's a lot of smoke, because for some reason they burn rice or something. I'm not sure what they were burning, but it just makes this dark smoke that you're just breathing all the way through that road.
I think the general theme of this pod is just the end of the world. Everything is going to die, and we're all fucked. It's all good.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think we'll cut it there. We've been all around. That was a great thing. Thank you guys for listening to this completely mind-boggling weirdness of weird, sophisticatedly odd stuff. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye bye.